Wayne, we're going to have Spencer's picks now for episode 359 of Fine Music, and enjoy it while you can because he's got to go back to school or something like that. Tell us about it, Spencer,
Oh, you mean what I'm going back to?
if you're willing to talk about it.
Music class, I thought you said.
Ah, yes, yes. It's a more of a music program than a class, but yes, I am helping out in a place called Spectrum Laboratory. It is for people on the autism spectrum to hone in their talents with things like music, and there's also departments for voice acting and animation and things like that. Just place for people in the spectrum to kind of hone in their talents for the entertainment industry. I started off being a student, and now I help out there.
Good cause, sir.
Indeed.
What are your
Um,
picks today? How many picks you got today?
Dose.
Only two.
Yeah, only two.
Are they good ones?
In my opinion, they are.
Well, let's hear 'em.
All right. The first one is Eddie, My Love by Brigitte Calls Me Baby. In case you're wondering about the spelling of the name Brigitte, it's Brigitte. And then I'm sure you know how to spell Calls Me Baby.
So
Um,
glad you did that. Continue.
anyway, during the fall of last year and early winter of this year, Brigitte Calls Me Baby had a big hit on alternative and adult alternative stations called Impressively Average. I thought it was kind of a neat song. You could describe it as kind of Roy Orbison meets the Strokes. It's kind of a neat little sound. This one retains that sort of Roy Orbison influence vocally, and the chord progression doesn't sound too dissimilar to a song like maybe Last Kiss. Where
Oh,
can my baby be? That one.
God.
So yeah, the chord progression is kind of similar to that. And the music of it is pretty interesting too. Instead of the lively post-punk of Impressively Average, this one, Eddie My Love, has a bit more of like I guess you could call it kind of a faux surf or faux garage rock sound, kind of like if any of you know the band The Walkmen, kind of similar to that. And then my second and last pick of the week is Too Sweet by Hozier. Another tricky spelling, Hozier. He is probably best known for the song Take Me to Church, hit from the mid 2010s. It's kind of a very somber but very striking kind of song. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog in the shrine
How
of...
old is that song? That's unbelievable.
Yes, 2014, it's 10 years old.
Golly.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this Irish singer-songwriter whom I share heritage with, I'm part Irish myself. He is someone who has now recorded for about 10 years, which is pretty amazing, if you ask me. And this one, I've gotten to know a lot more songs of his than just Take Me to Church. I remember I was hearing that song back when I went to UC Davis and studying linguistics, and I had only known Take Me to Church, and somebody in one of my classes, I think it was a Latin class I was taking, said something like, the whole album's good. I just sort of took that statement like, yeah, I guess so. During that time, they were not wrong. A lot of songs on the album are good. There were 5 songs on that album that became hits. And since then, I've known like, man, I must know like 15 songs by this guy by now. And Too Sweet, now that I know Hozier's typical style, which is kind of, it's sort of very somber soul music. That's kind of what it is, really. This one is different, but in a good way. This is not a somber song. This is a very catchy and happy song. And so it's kind of refreshing to hear that from a guy who's normally so serious and mired in his work. I feel like it's also a song that doesn't take itself seriously. It's a song that's basically about Hozier not being a morning person. And Yet in doing so, he manages to make people who are not morning people want to get up in the morning and dance. I don't really know if Hozier has that many danceable songs, but this one slaps as far as danceability is concerned. It kind of reminds me of Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. Um, anyway, so those are my picks of the week.
I looked this guy up, very interesting fellow.
Hmm.
He's 6'6".
That is,
Ika Mouse style.
yeah, he
Wow.
is taller than my dad, who's 6'3".
Yeah, Ika
Wow.
Mouse is the big guy tall.
And he's from Bray, Ireland.
Yeah, Hozier is Irish, I know that.
Hmm. And he's 34 years old. Just had a birthday last month.
So he's 2 years younger than me. Wow, okay.
You give away too much information, sir. Yeah.
Any
Yeah. So
birthmarks?
that's an interesting character. Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm.
want to check this guy out.
Well, Hozier's kind of like me. He's an old soul in a young body.
Hmm. Well put. Well put. All right. Well, thank you, Spencer. Those are
You're
two great
welcome.
picks.
Thanks.
Let me take us forward.